Former Celtics player draws attention abroad after being waived. Lonnie Walker's future is at stake. What does the future hold for former Celtics guard Lonnie Walker? The season has barely begun, and drama is already unfolding around one of the most intriguing pieces of the roster. Last weekend, the Boston Celtics surprised everyone by waiving the veteran, leaving the team with only 14 players on a roster that could accommodate 15. But the story doesn't end there. Far from it. Lonnie Walker, a former first-round draft pick, passed through waivers on Monday, officially becoming an unrestricted free agent. So, what will he do next? It's still unclear. However, what is known is that he is drawing significant interest, and not just from NBA teams. Lonnie Walker on the radar of a European giant. According to a report by Donata Zerbonas from Basket News, Real Madrid, one of the biggest powers in European basketball, is eyeing Walker as a potential new signing. That's right, the Spanish club, which already boasts former NBA players like Mario Hezonja and Serge Ibaka, wants to add Walker's talent to its roster. Will he cross the Atlantic and shine in Europe? At just 25 years old, Walker still has plenty of fuel left in the basketball tank. However, his decision to sign an Exhibit 10 contract with the Celtics during the preseason surprised many fans, considering his extensive experience in the league. And here's the shocking detail. Despite his strong performance in the last preseason games, the Boston Celtics chose to waive him to avoid a hefty luxury tax penalty, which could exceed the absurd figure of $11 million. The chance of a return to the Celtics is still on the table. Hold on, because the plot gets even more interesting. The Boston Celtics still hope that Walker will choose to play for the Maine Celtics in the G League. And what would he gain from this? A bonus of $77,500 if he plays for 60 days, along with the possibility of being called back to the main roster mid-season. But is Lonnie willing to wait for that uncertain opportunity? After all, the money is good, but securing a spot in the NBA would be even more valuable. Crucial decision. Stay or go abroad. Walker's future is at a critical juncture. He has offers abroad that would certainly pay very well. However, if he stays in the G League, the path back to the NBA would be much more straightforward, whether with the Celtics or another team in need of reinforcement. With the regular season about to begin and a few weeks until the start of the G League, Walker has time to reflect and decide on his next step. But one thing is certain. His fate could change rapidly if injuries strike NBA teams, making him a hot name on the market again. And in that scenario, the Celtics could very well hold the key to his triumphant return to the league. As Lonnie Walker weighs his options, we are all left in anticipation. Will he seek glory in European basketball? Or will he remain patient, waiting for a golden opportunity in the NBA? Xavier Tillman, the secret to shining with the Celtics. In the heat of the competition for the 2023-24 season, the Boston Celtics made a notable addition to their roster: the trade for Xavier Tillman Sr. from the Grizzlies, a move that promises to elevate the versatility and depth of the team's rotation. Radical change of scenery. Leaving a young, success-hungry team in Memphis, which saw its dreams shattered by injuries, Tillman joined a veteran squad that has already earned the respect of the NBA. The atmosphere in Boston was radically different from what he had imagined. In his first conversation with coach Joe Mazzulla, Tillman was taken aback. The first thing he told me was, "Don't be weird." And I was thinking, what does he mean by that? This bewildering advice led him to reflect on how to behave in a new environment. "I used to take basketball so seriously that I needed to learn to relax and enjoy the moment," he confessed. In Boston, Tillman saw his playing time decrease, going from over 20 minutes per game to around 14. But instead of feeling restricted, he found freedom in a well-defined role. "To be honest, it was refreshing," he said. "Here, the focus isn't on individual ascension but on winning championships. The goal is to enhance your role, and for me, that means intense defense, rebounding, and shooting threes." This clarity in function allowed Tillman to feel part of something greater, away from the internal struggles many teams face. The coach's trust. The confidence that Mazzulla placed in his players became a driving force. "He told me that it doesn't matter if I missed a shot. What matters is that I execute the plays well. That freedom allows me to play more loosely," Tillman revealed. When you're not worried about your minutes disappearing because of a poor performance, you end up playing more freely, and with that, you probably make more shots. While the offense still requires adjustment, Tillman found his home on defense. His versatility allows him to match up against agile and strong opponents, freeing the team to apply more pressure. When you don't have a weak link on defense, it becomes easier to be aggressive and make the right plays, he explains. Preparing for the big challenge. As the Celtics prepare to defend their title, Tillman knows his role is vital. Even without Kristaps Porzingis, he doesn't need to strive to replicate his unique skills. "My position mates and I can compensate for parts of his game by focusing on our own strengths," said Tillman, showcasing the team's determination and unity. In Boston, Tillman found the freedom to thrive in his role. With an environment that values every contribution, he feels confident to maximize his talents and contribute to the team's success. It's amazing to see how every player can shine by focusing on their strengths. I'm excited for what lies ahead. A precious opportunity for the Celtics. The season opener is like Christmas Eve for Boston Celtics fans. The adrenaline is running high as we await the inaugural game, and it's impossible not to get excited about the new plays and strategies that will come. After a season filled with thrills, including the brilliant performance of the New York Liberty in the WNBA, it's time to turn our attention to the NBA and the championship race. While the Liberty celebrated, the Knicks were in a frenzy, trying to find solutions for their lack of rim protection. Tom Thibodeau faces a big challenge. How to protect the rim when Karl-Anthony Towns is not on the court? The answer? The injury to Precious Achiuwa, who is expected to be out for 2 to 4 weeks, leaving a massive void in New York's center rotation. For us, this is a blessing. The big opportunity. The Knicks' problem is our chance. With Achiuwa out and Mitchell Robinson also sidelined indefinitely, Thibodeau doesn't have many options in the middle. Jericho Sims, who played 45 games last season, is the most logical choice. But there's one detail. He didn't play against the Celtics, so we don't have data on how he fits into the defensive scheme. Sims averaged 13 minutes per game, and while he's not a great rebounder, the Knicks won 30 of the games he participated in. Sims' mobility could give the Knicks second-unit defensive fluidity, allowing them to defend on the perimeter, and he has surprising reaction time on shot contests. An example: check out the clip where Sims defends Miles Turner. He stays calm, doesn't fall for fakes, and makes an intelligent count. That's what you expect from a defender who wants to ensure the rim's safety. However, like any young center, he still needs to improve in some areas. His tendency to jump on fakes can create easy opportunities for the opponent. What does this mean for the Celtics? Sims will be a valuable addition to the Knicks bench, but he's still young and can be exploited. The Celtics, on the other hand, have Neemias Queta, who should have an easy time destabilizing him in the paint. However, Nemi will need to show a bit more aggression to dominate that matchup. What about Al Horford? Will he see many minutes on the court since he's participated in only one preseason game? If Horford starts, he could become a nightmare for Sims, with his ability to score from different levels and control angles. And we can't forget about Luke Kornet, who could be tested against Sims' ability to handle quick passes and moving plays. With the Knicks' rotation reduced, Thibodeau will have to juggle to find solutions. Preparing for the game. My strategy to tackle New York's current problems would be: Kornet, starter; Horford, first center off the bench, with limited minutes; Nemi, to occupy the minutes that Horford is not playing; Tillman, likely to play more as a 4 than as a 5. Mazzulla should use the opener to test different lineups, taking advantage of the Knicks' lack of options and showcasing multiple strategies. How do you think the Celtics will approach this game? Does Achiuwa's absence represent a significant advantage for Boston? Hey Celtics fanatics! What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments, as it's highly valued.